Real equality. Isn't that what we're all seeking? Equality is equality is equality. It doesn't matter where you come from, where you go, what you do. If it's equal, it's equal. You switch the roles, and if it's the same way for both sides, whether you switch the roles or not, then you've got yourself equality. But some people, they see equality and they don't see it as equal because, well, now it affects them. So, all right, let's get into this. Adele, yeah, well, she's rumored to be giving her ex-husband $140 million. And this particular feminist, Catherine Singh, doesn't particularly like the equality and doesn't think that that is equality. Now here's the thing, when I read this sounds exactly like any article that any man has made on any case where a man has paid his ex-wife millions of dollars or thousands of dollars or whatever the case may be. So then that's equality. I don't get it. I don't understand. Let's read this. It's rarely a great day to be on the internet if you're a woman. We're looking at you, Twitter trolls, yeah, but study after study after study have shown that the number one harasser online of women is other women. Study after study has shown that men face drastically more and harsher harassment online. Welcome to equality, ladies. You go on the internet, you're going to get harassed. Everybody on the internet gets harassed. Boy, I should show you some of my death threats and emails and things like that from the channel. But right now is an especially bad time to be a lady online. Why? Because it turns out that in a global pandemic, not only are people spending more time on the garbage fire that is Twitter, but some of their opinions are getting increasingly more problematic. Okay, welcome to the internet. You go outside when it's raining and you might get wet. You go online and you might run into some trolls. Anonymity. You add anonymity into this situation and people will act all kinds of funky. On April 6th, a Los Angeles court granted singer Adele's request to keep the details of her divorce from her ex-husband, Simon Konecki, sealed. The British songstress and her former beau were married for 2 years before splitting in April 2019. The couple share a 7-year-old son named Angelo. While the actual facts of her divorce are to remain private, as they should, rumors started swirling almost immediately that the singer has been ordered to pay her ex $140 million of her reported $190 million net worth. Now, I know that sounds weird, 140 out of 190, that only leaves her $50 million, only $50 million, oh, the poor thing. But the $190 million net worth that she has, most of that happened right after they got married. They got married in 2 years. Her net worth went up by quite a bit. So that's where that comes from. It's based upon the time that you're married. So before they got married, she wasn't really worth as much as that. Then they got married, and you understand. It is important to emphasize that none of this has been confirmed, but sounds probable. And with all of the speculation around the terms of their separation, people might potentially be misinterpreting the fact that $140 million is the sum they're splitting. Either way, who cares? In the divorce, not what Konecki is entitled to individually. Also, jury's out over with the sum is jury's out over the sum over whether the sum is 140 million or 140 million pounds. 140 million pounds would be drastically a lot more. But either way, if there's any truth to the rumors, these February photos of Adele make a lot of sense. She definitely looks upset. Regardless of whether or not this exact number is what Konecki would receive in California, where Adele officially filed for divorce, spouses are entitled to half of their partner's income and assets during the period they were married, according to an April 2019 article by Cosmo. In 1 year alone, thanks in part to her widely successful 2016-2017 world tour, Adele's net worth jumped from $69 million to $182 million per NME. She took home $55 million from the tour alone. Okay, so that explains that right there. She was worth $69 million. Then it jumped to $182 million. So, yeah, that explains it right there. 2 years, 2016-17, 2018-19, they got divorced. This is 2020, so then that makes sense. So then they're splitting the 140 million. So he'll get, what is that, 70 million? That's decent. So our girl Adele has earned some loot, and it would be nice if she could keep it, or at least not be forced to give more than half of it to her ex-husband. No, she's giving half. Come on now. You just explained up there you didn't know whether they were giving it or not. But to be honest, regardless of the details of Adele's divorce settlement, the most egregious part of this whole debacle has been the online response. Really. People don't agree with you, and so therefore they are wrong, and it's egregious because they don't agree with you. Have your opinion, have your point of view, or you're wrong. Think like I do, or you're wrong, is what you're saying. I got you. Some men online are pretty stoked at the prospect of Adele handle, and some women online too. Women believe in equality too. Are stoked at the prospect of Adele handing $140 million to Konecki, tweeting that Konecki deserves a large amount of money. And even more specifically, a whole lot of them are seemingly perplexed, arguing that isn't this equality, even when it comes to divorce settlements, what women, and specifically spooky feminists, wanted. But it is equality. What are you saying? I mean, if we reversed the roles and it was a male singer, you wouldn't have made this article. You wouldn't even thought of made this article. You would have been like, oh, good for her. You know you would have. When men suffer this, everybody will keep quiet. Now Adele has to pay $140 million to her ex-husband, and feminists want to talk. Yes, dear feminists, this is what real equality looks like. It's not all rainbow and unicorns. Deal with it. And I would actually have to agree on that. It's equality. And sorry, gents, but the answer is no. And for several reasons. Oh, dear. Oh, please educate me. Show me the error of my ways, thinking that I thought about equality in an equal manner, thinking that I thought of the scales of Lady Justice being blind and not seeing if you're a man or a woman. Please educate me on how wrong think that is. Firstly, a lot of people online are making comparisons between Adele's situation and that of Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, whose 2019 divorce from wife Mackenzie Bezos made tabloid headlines. In finalizing the divorce, the former Miss Bezos was transferred 19.7 million shares of Amazon.com, a holding valued at $38.3 billion. Wow. And one that places Mackenzie's as 22nd on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, a ranking of the world's top 500 richest people. Yeah, okay. And while this is a hefty amount of money, and at least on the surface makes comparisons to Adele's situation seem more valid, it's important to note that Bezos still retains a 12%. Who wrote this damn article? Bezos still retains a 12% stake worth $144.8 billion, not to mention his other assets. So what? He gave his wife billions of dollars. Okay. He's legit the wealthiest person in the world. $38 billion is a drop in the bucket for Bezos, but perhaps what sets Adele and Bezos' situations apart is that Adele's a woman and Bezos is a man. That's what sets their situation apart. But what sets their situations apart most is that Mackenzie, who was married to Jeff Bezos for more than 25 years, played an early and integral role in Amazon's growth as part of the company's first employee and someone who helped draft the company's initial business plan. But that is not what the law reads. California law reads if you're the spouse, from the time you're married until the time you divorce, you get 50%, because whether you had an active role in the company or not, you had some sort of an active role in the family. At least that's what the law is contending. And therefore you are entitled to half of it. MFing feminists are angry because Adele will pay her ex $140 million, but they didn't make a sound when Jeff Bezos paid his ex $30 billion. During Tiger Woods' saga, they too were mute. Yep. So, why? Only because the roles are reversed? That's the only reason it matters? It's why everybody's wrong when they're saying it's equality? How is it not equality? It shouldn't read as, if you're a male, if you're the husband and you divorce your wife, the wife gets this amount. But if you're the husband and you divorce your wife and your wife is the breadwinner, the husband should get... No, it should read, a couple gets divorced, This is what it gets. But no, this woman here seems to think that she wants a law where, what? Women in a divorce settlement, no matter whether they're breadwinner or not, get half of the man's. What if you get a stay-at-home father who did nothing but stay at home, and the mother was a famous singer or something and went out and made the bread, and then they get divorced? What's the husband going to give her? The ex-husband. What's he going to give her? Nothing. Plus, if we're going to talk about equality, what about the fact that even in Canada, women still only earn 75 cents for every dollar earned by a man, which has been debunked a million times. I can't believe you're using that statistic still. It has been debunked when you take into account the choices that women make and that men make. Women tend to choose jobs that are, they pay less, but they're more personally rewarding, meaning you get more time with your family. You get more time to do the things that you want to do, okay? Men tend to choose jobs that pay more, but they're less personally rewarding. It's all about choices. If you work in a company and they pay, I don't know, let's pick a number, $10 an hour, okay? And a woman works 30 hours and a man works 40 hours, well, who's going to make more money? A lot of it's about choices, okay? Choices. Women have a choice. Not to mention that a lot of these responses seem to be just for the sake of getting back at women. No, it doesn't. A lot of these responses are pointing out, well, it's equality. I don't know what you're screaming about. It looks like equality to me. I don't see any inequality here. I really don't. I see a woman stepping up to the plate that men have been stepping up to for decades. Welcome to the club. It feels like a lot of folks on Twitter want Adele's husband to take her for all she's got. Wow, that sounds like how many articles over the past 20 or 30 years when a man is trying to fight not giving his ex millions of dollars, and all these articles come out saying, she should take him for everything he's got. She deserves everything and this and that and this and that. Well, now we've got the reverse, and now you want to cry? That doesn't seem like equality to me. Equality would be like, okay, they were married, he gets half. They were married, she gets half. That's it. There's no discussion. Because typically men have been the ones in Adele's shoes, sharing their fortunes with their ex-spouses. Women have historically been the financially weaker party. Yes, and now that in all major cities, women out-earn men by 4%, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Anyways, that's what I got on this one, guys. I saw this, and it was sent to me, and I read it, and I was like, equality. Equality is equality is equality. I mean, how are you going to get around it when something is equal? Reverse the roles. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Well, divorce settlements aren't supposed to be sex-related, man or woman. You're not supposed to be known. What if you have two wives? What if you have two husbands? What do you do then? No. It should be blind. It shouldn't care who you are. It just cares what your situation is. That's it. Anyways. I know I'm going to get in trouble on this one, but I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.